The NBA on 2K Sports. And tonight we've got the Memphis Grizzlies playing against the Orlando Magic. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me at the table, Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And we've also got Hall of Famer David Aldridge reporting from the sidelines. DA, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Grizzlies still think they have something to prove. Desmond Bane says it's in our DNA, just being underdogs. Now that we're here on the biggest stage, we're letting everybody know that we're here, and we're here to stay. Guys, back to you.
Going for that top spot, always difficult, but a fun journey for them. David, thank you. A look at the Magic starting group. Filling the perimeter, it's Suggs and Wagner. In the post, it's Banchero and Carter Jr. And it's Henderson in at the one spot. And for the Grizzlies, in at the guard spots, Morant and Bane. Jaren Jackson is out there with Williams, and it's Clark in at the center, locking down the middle.
One thing you have to admire about the Grizzlies is their high level of effort. These guys play with such determination on every single play.
Even their superstars like Morant. And so off the tip, it's Memphis. Morant against Henderson. Bane looking around. Over Suggs. Orlando grabs the miss. The effort level of the Grizzlies, RJ, can be an equalizer against some teams.
Yes, the talent and experience can only take you so far. But Memphis, these boys will outwork you. And in some ways, it's not fair because their energy at times just seems unmatchable.
The Magic shooting their first free throws of the game.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Henderson. And at this point of the season, Greg, many coaches still are maneuvering their lineups, trying to find the right formula.
Yeah, especially the younger teams. There's no real established pecking order, and guys can be wildly inconsistent from night to night.
He's perfect from the line this time. Now Morant. Doesn't go for him. Banchero passes to Suggs. Kicks it to Henderson. Pass to Carter. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Now, here's Clark. Clock at 6. Outside for Jackson. The Grizzlies with another miss.
If he gets that look again, he should take it. You can't let one miss scare you off of a very good shot.
And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. Henderson lets it go from the baseline and nails it.
I know what they say, defense wins championships, but you need some bucket getters too now.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Back to Morant. Right side Bane. No good that time. And Orlando will come the other way. And this is the first season matchup for them against the Grizzlies.
And with this matchup being an East versus West affair, it will be the first of only 2 meetings between the teams.
As a player, these ones are fun. You get to match up with guys you rarely see.
Here is Williams. After the made shot from Wendell Carter. Here's Jackson. It's deflected, and that'll be Memphis as it goes out of bounds. Grizzlies retain possession. And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first, and they'll keep possession.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
Tough to watch those miss. I'm sure they'll convert the next chance.
Here's Payne. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Jalen Suggs.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Amazing that Bane fell to the last pick in the first round in 2020. Look at his size, the strength, the range on his jump shot. When shooting's a premium, he should have been drafted earlier.
Free throw good, Bane.
You also love that Bane absolutely puts in the work.
Oh, high effort guy, high IQ, knows exactly where to be on both ends. What a bright future.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And since coming into the league, Desmond Bane, Richard, has quickly established himself as a knockdown three-point shooter.
Yeah, his accuracy and efficiency from out there is incredible. The spacing he provides is why he's a key part of this team.
Now, here's Wagner. Shot clock at 6. Here's Suggs. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
The pass to Bane. Pulls from the top of the key. And again, Memphis no good. Here's Orlando now. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Here's Henderson on target from 13 feet. Henderson's got 6.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. And Wendell Carter Jr. Greg, one of the better rebounders in the NBA.
And Kevin, his numbers kind of sneak up on you. I mean, great job of clearing the glass and getting the break started. Still underrated as a rebounder, but is making a name for himself.
It's that time, Grizzlies fans. Here comes your Grizzlies. Make some noise. Here come your Grizzlies. Make some noise. Here come your Grizzlies.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Wagner against Williams. Outside Jackson. Passes to Bane. Memphis moving that ball around. And that one's good. Morant.
Closer in. Let me just tell you, Morant, he's going to find a way to score. He just has such a fantastic touch around the rim.
Pass to Wagner. And Orlando again with the bucket.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
Now, here's Bane. We saw him with 39 points last game out. Williams gets the bucket.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You got to show some fire and keep defending.
Carter down low. He's against Clark. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And he's a crafty, kind of an old school big. Carter Jr. knows how to keep defenders off balance.
The Magic have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%, right around the middle of the road.
No good on the free throw.
In the 7th pick of the 2018 draft, Carter Jr.'s potential is enticing. A bruising big man with a bright future ahead of him.
Steven Adams, he's checked in for Memphis. And he's good on the second. The Grizzlies trail by 9. Morant looking around. Pass to Bane. No one near him. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Orlando leading by 7. And there's the pass to Suggs. Back to Henderson. And no good. Adams, a nice D. And so Morant will bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
They shot the lights out from deep. Really stretched out the defense in that one.
Tough to keep the consistency from deep, but they did it last time.
In terms of entertainment factor, can any current player top Ja Morant? I mean, we've seen Ja with some vicious in-game throwdown.
That's good from Morant. Hey, Craig, talking about the great Ja Morant, this guy is just flat out fun to watch.
Well, Ja's been known to go off for 50 on any given night, but he also looks for others, dropping some nasty dimes. Morant has an insane combination of athleticism and skill. This guy can do anything.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Here's Wagner. And too long on the shot. The Grizzlies trail by 5. Things really clicking for him at the offensive end.
They're making good decisions, not wasting these opportunities.
Outside Williams. 6 to shoot. Got a piece of it. Here's Wagner. And Bane pulls it down. And for the Grizzlies, they're shooting a lowly 30% to start this game out. Magic leading by 5. Here's Suggs. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Bane. Anthony's checked in for Orlando.
Substitution, Cole Anthony.
Wagner on the wing. He's guarded by Williams. The shot by Carter. Nobody around. The Magic again can't hit. Bane against Anthony. Now here's Bane. Defense is right there. Excellent D there from Anthony.
He just looks off this quarter. Looks like he's forcing it a bit right now. A little bit in his head.
And he comes up with the deuce. Henderson's got 8 points. Looking at the last game for Orlando, it was a loss to New York. Henderson against Morant. Back to Bane. 6 on the shot clock. The kick out to Williams. Hits it from three-point range. Williams has got his second bucket tonight.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Passes it to Anthony. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. And the Magic lead by 7.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Now here's Williams. 5 points in the game. There's Jackson with the 3. Carter pulls it in.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Ja Morant. First personal foul. Third team foul.
The Magic shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Henderson. At the line for 2.
Shoot 2.
The first one falls for the Magic. Stewart checked in for Wendell Carter. Jonathan Isaac comes in for Banchero. And Okeke subbed in for Wagner. Both free throws good from Henderson. The Grizzlies trail by 9. Outside, Bain. Back to Jones. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you can give up some size, but that shows you how fearless he is, willing to attack the basket no matter who is in front of him.
Now here's Henderson. 10 points for him. The wide open look here for Anthony. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, coach has to be thrilled. You can draw up all the X's and O's you want, but guys have to go out there and execute with enthusiasm.
Jones, the pass to Conchar. Back to Jones. And a wide open look for Bain. Nice spin off the left rim and in. And it's 6 points for Desmond Bain. Pass to Okeke. Pass to Isaac. Anthony on the wing. Snatched away. Here's Bain. Conchar can't get it to go.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
And that one's good by Henderson. Henderson's got 13.
This man is on fire. His team is winning, and it doesn't get better than that.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
And coach called his timeout to try and reset things on offense. Shake them up a bit so they can hopefully start getting some shots to fall.
All right, sir. The first ladies of the board are ready to take the court. Give it up for your Grizzlies.
And Orlando making a change here. Fultz is checked in.
Once again, for your Grizzlies dance team.
Outside, Jones. He's covered by Isaac. And it's sent back by Isaac.
And that long wingspan of Isaac aids him there in turning away shots. But it's also the timing he displays when he attacks the shooting.
Here's Fultz. Tyus Jones picking up that last basket. Now the pass to Stewart. Here's Anthony. No good that time. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. He's covered by Isaac. Deflects the pass. 1:27 left to play in the first quarter. Just 5 on the clock. 14 feet away, and he nails the jumper.
And how's that for a move? The killer crossover. It's a thing of beauty.
Fultz against Jones. Fultz, no good.
And he's usually able to score on that type of defense rather easily. Surprising to see him come away empty.
And there's the drive. Conchar, the pass to Tillman. Bain against Isaac. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Desmond Bain.
And you want to see that. Isaac getting deep post position. He loves putting the defense in a tough spot, always looking to get to the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good.
And Isaac really continues to intrigue you. A 6'10" forward who's just got great agility and can be a nightmare in transition.
P.J. Washington, he's checked in for Okiki. And the second free throw, good. There's 48 seconds left to play in the first. Outside, Bain. Back to Jones. He takes it in. Lets it go from 11. Oh, and it's sent back by Washington.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Magic's foul. P.J. Washington. First personal foul. Second team foul.
The Grizzlies trail by 7. Here's Bain. He's got 6. One second left, and it's good for 2. Bain's got 8 points. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Orlando out in front. They lead by 5. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports.
Let's turn up the noise and give a big...
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And what do you guys think about the Magic here so far in this one?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
Yeah, they're putting pressure on all the ball handlers, getting into the passing lanes and showing great anticipation.
Teams nowadays tracking deflections in addition to steals. Were they something you were aware of when you played defense, Brett?
Even if they weren't tracked, they were valued. And I remember early in my career, that was something with the Knicks that would always emphasize, because deflections were a true indicator of activity, especially defensively.
This is how the floor looks for the Magic starting the second. The guard set is Fultz and Suggs. At the forward positions, it's Wagner and Banchero. And it's Washington in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That one's good, and the Magic lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Jones. Fultz kicks to Wagner. Back to Fultz. Passes it to Suggs. 6 to shoot. Pass to Wagner. Fires the 3. The Grizzlies pull it in. Nobody near Williams. And a miss there on the triple.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And there's Fultz on the assist from Wagner. Fultz has got his first points of the night.
And Fultz isn't bashful inside. He feels at ease shooting in the paint.
Pass to Williams. He dishes it to Clark. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Second personal foul.
Easy to appreciate the physicality that Clark plays with. This is what earns him those calls.
2 shots.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Magic. First one falls for him. And Orlando making a change here. Henderson's checked in. And so Clark nails both of them. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. And the pass to Suggs. Back to Henderson. Passes it to Washington. And the rejection by Jackson. On the wing, Jones. Right side, Williams. And good as it just snugs right down through the net.
Just outstanding distribution. This is the kind of team chemistry that you love to see.
And the defense of Jared Jackson Jr., it has become elite. Triple J finishing top 5 in 2022 in the Defensive Player of the Year vote.
And here's Morant following the 3 from Franz Wagner. Back to Jones. Clark up top. Trying to find Jackson. He's got it now. Williams for 3. It's hauled in by the Magic. Banchero's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Greg, why do you think Jaren Jackson Jr. made that leap defensively in his game?
Kevin, health. Jackson was finally back to 100% in 2022. The ability to kind of fully use his physical tools. And Jaren's still learning from playing night in and night out. Now living up to that massive potential.
Morant with it. Picked up by Suggs. Williams passes to Jones. To the middle. Now here's Morant. Not a lot of room. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Wendell Carter, he's checked in for P.J. Washington.
Wendell Carter Jr.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
Yeah, for that loss, you can credit their defense or lack thereof. Too many breakdowns on that end of the floor.
Some of it was solid shooting from their opponent, but they didn't have any teeth with their defense. Need to be more active than they were.
Make some noise for them, fans.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And here's Wagner. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against New York. Inside. Suggs kicks to Banchero. Just 4 to shoot. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Paolo Banchero. That's his first foul.
Really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Morant with it. 20 points for him last game against Atlanta.
Putting others before himself, racking up assists. Hey, I wished I played with more guys like him.
Now here's Henderson. 7-point differential. Banchero passes to Wagner. And the rejection by Morant.
Bringing it on D. Morant with the swat.
Here's Williams. He drains the quick shot. Williams has got 4 this quarter.
And he's made more than his fair share of those today.
Henderson passes to Wagner. Back to Henderson. Now here's Banchero. He's coming off a 37-point game against New York.
And we have to mention his rebound. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low.
Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Steven Adams, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. And the Magic making a change here as well. Okiki's checked in. And that one falls for Jones.
Hey, guys, this is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line. Perfect this quarter.
Pass to Wagner. Here's Okiki. Just 5 to shoot. Rebound by Williams. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. Trailing by 2. Clark. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Tough task trying to corral Clark there, especially when he's looking to score.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
And that one falls for Clark. That one drops. He ties it up. Orlando's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Outside Carter. It's Clark with the rebound. Clark's got 4 rebounds in this game. Pass to Morant. Jones looking for an opening. Morant outside. Williams for 3. Drains the three-pointer. Williams has got the lead up to 3 now for the Grizzlies.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Grizzlies making a switch here. Baines checked in.
Put your hands together for Grizzlies Month Youth Dance Team. What a show!
Now, here's Suggs. Guarded by Baines. Carter kicks to Suggs. Shot clock at 6. The Magic need to get a shot off here. Wagner passes to Carter. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Now Morant. Lets it go from deep. That one no good. The Magic trail by 3. Here's Suggs. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Right side Bain. Williams against Wagner. Williams kicks to Bain. And now Orlando on the break.
Yeah, easy call.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Grizzlies.
2 shots.
Shoot 2.
And he can't get the first one. Some changes for Memphis. Tillman comes in for Brandon Clark. And Conchar subbed in for Williams. Orlando also making some changes. Stewart checked in for Carter. Isaac comes in for Wagner. And Anthony subbed in for Suggs. Good on the second free throw. Here's Morant. The pass to Conchar. And here is Bain. Pass to Conchar. Clock at 6. And it's sent back by Isaac. Anthony on the wing. Guarded by Morant. Isaac trying to break free. Anthony can't hit. For Memphis, they've gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. Stewart with the steal. Up top, Henderson. Guarded by Morant. That ties it up. Henderson's got 15.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
Now, here's Bain. He's got 8.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You got to show some fire and keep defending.
Stewart against Adams. 6 on the shot clock. Stewart kicks to Henderson. Offensive rebound. Now, here's Isaac. He's guarded closely. 6 to shoot. Henderson, no one around him. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Tillman passes to Morant. Goes up the baseline. That shot off. Anthony with the defensive effort. Orlando trailing here. Here's Okeke. Drills it from outside.
Timeout.
Okeke's got 4 this quarter.
This is why you always have to chase guys off the arc, because everyone has a three-point shot now.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
And we see it so often. One little tweak to the game plan and everything falls into place for a team.
teams changing it up here. And so Morant will bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. They trail by 1. To the left side wing. He's covered by Isaac. Hits the jump hook. And the Grizzlies lead by 1.
I didn't think he had the room to get that shot off. Not an easy shot with such a bigger player guarding.
Fultz finds Stewart. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And he's a physical 6'8" center for the Pistons, and it's easy, Craig, to see why Isaiah Stewart has drawn comparisons to another great Piston, Ben Wallace.
Always a good thing being compared to a Hall of Famer. And Stewart, not just brawn, he's brains too. Watch his film, takes notes. He wants to be great.
And he makes the first. And so Stewart nails both of them. Memphis has gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Here's Morant. Takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the layup. Morant's got 6.
He gets a lot of defensive attention, but Morant, he can expect this type of rough scene anytime he takes it inside.
Out to Anthony. Puts up a 3. Tillman grabs the miss. For Memphis, they've gone 8 of 13 in the second quarter, well above the 50% mark from the field. Offensive rebound. Bain finds Adams. Now, here's Bain. Covered by Anthony. Goes back up, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
First personal foul.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
At the line for Memphis, Desmond Bain. At the line for 2.
And the first one at the line is good.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
And Bain drops them both. 1:32 left in the first half of the game. Outside Anthony. Back to Fultz. Isaac outside. Pass to Stewart. Now here's Washington. Tight defense on him. Outside Bain. Shot on the way, and he connects with the jumper. Bain's got the lead up to 5 now for the Grizzlies. The Magic shooting in the second quarter has been pretty iffy, down 32%. Fultz kicks to Anthony. Morant against Fultz. Pass to Washington. From deep. And no good that time.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Yeah, he might have been feeling himself a little too much on that one. He can hit it, but not consistently.
Here's Morant. The shot drops. His shooting percentage improves. He's 3 for 7 now with that basket.
Welcoming any physicality on his way out. Morant enjoys that type of challenge.
And he recovers it.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Morant outside. "13 feet away." Again, Memphis.
Good D sometimes just isn't enough against Ja Morant.
And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Bain and Williams are your wingmen. Jackson is out there with Brandon Clark. And it's Morant in at the point guard. And that's the group for Taylor Jenkins as we begin the second half. On the wing, Williams. He's defended by Wagner. Bobbed up there for Clark. An emphatic LU jam.
What a pass from Morant. He does a terrific job staying alert, seeking out the right opportunities to get his teammates involved.
Back to Henderson. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
Taking it up strong against size. He does not lack for confidence.
Really putting the bigger defender on his heels. I love seeing aggressive finishes like that.
Williams against Wagner. The shot. Clark trying to get open. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. The Magic trail by 9. Henderson passes to Suggs. And here's Wagner. 7 points in the game. Here's Carter. And Desmond Bain pulls it down. Bain's got 4 rebounds now tonight. A clear look for Williams. And it's Memphis with another.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Banchero with the ball. Jackson on him. And the call on the shot sends him to the line. That's on Jaren Jackson.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
And there's already a loyalty aspect to Banchero's makeup, starting with the tribute to the city he grew up in.
He literally takes Seattle everywhere he goes. You look at the tat on his right bicep. It has the Seattle skyline, Mount Rainier, the street he grew up on. In terms of his character, that indicates deep roots and a solid foundation he can build on.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Memphis leading by 9. Outside Williams. Outside Bain. Morant outside. There's the triple. That shot no good. So Orlando will take it the other way.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Stolen by Jackson. Outside Bain. There's the pass to Jackson. Shoots over Henderson. And Jackson with the basket on the assist by Bain. Bain's got his 5th assist in this one. Morant against Henderson. Over Morant. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Henderson's got 19 points.
Not the best pick I've seen, but look, hey, look, he got the job done, and that's all that matters.
Passes it to Williams for 3. Drops in the tray. Williams has got the lead up to 12 now for the Grizzlies.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. Going to high school in the L.A. area, Zaire Williams played on a loaded team.
Yeah, of course, Zaire was a first-round pick in 2021, but he was the high school teammate of B.J. Boston, who was also selected in that draft. You throw in the sons of LeBron and D-Wade, and look, let's just say those gyms were sold out.
All right, fans, the first ladies of the forum are ready to take the court. Give it up for your Grizzlies.
Jones is checked in for Morant. Wagner with it. 7 points in the game. Pass to Suggs. Now, here's Banchero. No one near Suggs as he lets it go. Gets an open look and hits. Suggs has got his second bucket.
And as we see Suggs develop his game, you'll see more of this. Jalen with the ability to operate off ball.
Whistle blows. Bucket is good. He'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
3 trips to the line so far for him in this one.
Shooting 1.
One shot.
Free throw good. Bain. The Magic trail by 13. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. The reviews have been good for the league's moves to eliminate foul calls on non-basketball moves. The NBA said it wanted the game to be played, not manipulated. Draymond Green says it helps to know that you'll have more of a fair opportunity as a defender. Guys can't just cheat the system. Kevin, back to you.
That's great to see, David. Thank you. Jones against Henderson. Here's Clark. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Jones has got his 4th assist in this one.
You got to know this is Clark's skill set at this stage of his career. He takes quality shots when he's inside.
Here's Suggs. And the shot goes in. Suggs has got 4 points now in the quarter. And the Grizzlies leading by 13. Outside, Bain. Clark against Carter. Left side, Jones. Outside, Williams. 5 to shoot. Clark finds Bain. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Pass to Wagner. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Now Henderson. 19 points in the game. Takes the 3. Rebound by Williams. Memphis has gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Outside for Jackson. And stolen by Wagner. The pass to Suggs. Carter outside. Passes to Suggs. Drills the three-pointer. Suggs has got 9.
And if he's knocking down threes with consistency, Suggs almost impossible to check.
Stolen by Carter. And here we go with the Magic fast break. Good on that shot, and with that, the Memphis lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from Suggs.
Shooting a great clip in the second half. He made some nice adjustments in the locker room.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
And something about Franz Wagner, a model of consistency. As soon as he came into the league, you know what you'll get from him every night.
Make some noise. Here come your Grizzlies.
Conchar's checked in for Memphis. And the Magic making a change here as well. Anthony's checked in. And it's Jones with the ball for Memphis. At one point, they led by 16. And with Wagner, he'll be a bigger part of this team as he grows.
Kevin, and he'll be able to contribute without being a focal point. It has a game that can blend with any other group on the floor. As his confidence grows, he'll continue to make a larger impact.
Williams' shot is off. The Magic trail by 11. Pass to Wagner. Carter down low. He's covered by Clark, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. So what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Grizzlies?
Wendell Carter Jr. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And Memphis making a change here. Tillman's checked in. And he sinks the second. The Grizzlies leading by 10. Pass to Conchar. Outside Williams. Here's Conchar. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
Well, some trips you get the shot you want. It just doesn't fall. I'd go back to him in that area on the floor.
Back to Anthony. Carter outside. Back to Anthony. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Anthony's got 7 points in the game.
The adjustments they've made offensively, they're putting guys in a position now to succeed.
But it took them a little while to get there. Just goes to show, as long as you persevere, you'll figure your way out.
And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Magic. Conchar, the pass to Jones. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. P.J. Washington, he's checked in for Orlando. Jonathan Isaac comes in for Banchero. On offense, here are the Magic. They're on a 12-3 run. Now the pass to Isaac. Back to Anthony. Five on the clock. From outside the arc, bangs home the trifecta. 10 points for him.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
Yeah, the second half in stark contrast with the first. Coach must have gotten on them a little bit at halftime.
Jones, no luck. The Magic trail by 3. Wagner wide open. And Orlando again with the bucket.
And what can you say about Suggs? A natural-born leader, very unselfish and great vision.
Here's Jones. The Grizzlies with another miss. Orlando's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Wagner outside. Outside Anthony for the lead. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
3 points.
And a nice spark for their offense here in the second half. Now above 50% for the game.
Passes it to Concho. Adams trying to free himself up. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought. And here is Suggs. 13 points in the game. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
That's a very avoidable turnover. You gotta focus on the details.
Ja Morant, he's checked in for Memphis. Orlando also making some changes. Stewart comes in for Franz Wagner. And Markelle Fultz is subbed in for Suggs. Here's Adams. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
And a little contact like that won't slow Adams down. This is a guy who loves the contact and able to finish easily on that one.
Well, if you polled players on who they think the strongest guy in the league, I'm pretty sure Steven Adams would be a top pick.
Banchero's checked in for the Magic.
One shot.
And for Adams, his strength makes him difficult, Richard, to deal with.
Oh, yeah, it's the absolute worst. He sets some of the hardest screens in the league, and he's been one of, if not the best offensive rebounders for over the last decade. Look, it takes multiple people to box out that large human.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Jones in the post. Washington's on him. On the basket by Jones. Jones has got 10 points in the game.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Banchero kicks to Fultz. Lobs it up for Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
I really like the awareness from Fultz. Has an ability to know when one of his guys is wide open.
Outside, Jones. Here's Conchard. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
Now, here's Banchero. He's covered closely. The three from Anthony. It's rebounded by Memphis. At one point, they led by 16. 32 seconds left to play here in the third. Driving inside. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
His third personal foul.
First trip to the line for him here.
At the line for Memphis, John Conchard. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. Baines checked in for Jones. Wendell Carter, he's checked in for Orlando. Both good from the line that time. The Magic trail by 5. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Again, the Magic score.
That's how you create space for your jumper. Go to the fadeaway.
Here's Morant. That shot, no good.
I like Morant's workman-like approach on D. He finds good matchups and makes an impact.
3/4 of play in a close game here. Grizzlies lead by 3. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Serving it up on a platter, that is a beautiful dish. And two teammates on the same page, woo.
Three-tenths quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth quarter on the floor for the Magic. In the post, it's Banchero and Carter Jr. And there's Fultz. Then there's Wagner. And it's Henderson in at the two-guard spot. Outside Jackson. Morant outside. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Consistency from deep is going to be the biggest determining factor in Morant's ceiling. If he gets that, I think we're going to see some MVPs in this weekend.
And it's Williams finishing it off.
Well, so often we see this transition buckets off turnover.
And there's no defense for that. Live ball turnovers, they are the worst.
Henderson kicks to Wagner. And the rejection by Clark.
Well, this is where measurements don't tell the whole story. Clark is a tremendous shot blocker despite having an average wingspan.
Four on the clock. Wagner. And it goes for the fifth time in 10 shots for him this game.
Love how selfless he is setting brick screens like this. Plays like that right there are what help create easy scoring opportunities.
Jackson from long range. And again, it's Memphis with the three.
The potential of Jaren Jackson is endless. A center who has a tremendous J.
Pass to Fultz. Carter with it. Pass to Wagner. Banchero with the ball. Guarded by Jackson. A fadeaway. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
And that field goal percentage climbing now above 50%. They look like a different team here in the second half.
Bain kicks to Williams. The pass to Clark. Over Carter, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. It's going to be on Wendell Carter.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Brandon Clark taking two shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Jalen Suggs is checked in for Orlando. And so Clark nails both of them. The Magic trail by 9. Wagner outside. Here's Suggs. Off target from three-point range. Memphis has gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on threes. Count it. Williams has got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
They've had great execution, and what stands out is that they're just taking what the defense gives them, not forcing anything.
Knocks it loose. Stolen by Jackson. Morant passes to Bain. Memphis moving that ball around.
And still early in the period, and they're only one foul away from being over the limit.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. The kick out to Williams. Clark outside. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. 12 points for Brandon Clark.
And I love that range there from Clark. At this point in his development, it's not as daunting as trying to be a consistent three-ball shooter.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
On the wrong side of a scoring run here, we might see a lineup change. I'll be pretty curious.
And the wait is now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Well, during the break, I listened in on what the head coach for the Magic was saying to his team. He told them flat out, we are turning the ball over too much, guys. We can't keep making the hero ball play. Slow it down, run the offense, and make the safe pass. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Look, guys get away with this all the time, but on this occasion, he got caught.
Henderson against Morant. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Remember, they had 0 turnovers at the half. It's been a very different story so far since the break.
Henderson against Morant. Henderson, no good. And here's Morant. He'll bring it up for Memphis. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. Williams with the ball. Defended now by Wagner. Williams, that's good. Williams has got 6 in the quarter.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their play.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Memphis ball.
Morant with it. And then Morant slams it in.
He'll put you on your heels in a hurry. Morant slicing through the D.
Wagner on the wing. Now, here's Suggs. Guarded by Bain. Now, here's Suggs. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Henderson. The Magic again can't hit.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
In a major drought, need to find some sort of momentum.
Wagner from long range. And he's good on the 3-ball.
It's just one of those nights where he's been very good, but his team is losing, and that's just an odd feeling.
Bain kicks to Morant. Passes it to Clark. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. The Magic making a switch here. Isaac's checked in. Shot clock at 5. Now here's Morant for 3. And another miss by Memphis. The Magic trail by 14. Poked away. Carter, the pass to Henderson. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession.
Memphis ball.
Here's Morant. Outside Jackson. With the drive. Back to Morant. Tipped away. Stolen by Henderson. No one near Banchero as he lets it go. And the three off target. And here are the Grizzlies. They're on an 18-7 run. Morant kicks to Williams. Clark outside. Shot clock at 6. Jackson trying to break free. They get it back. Williams can't get it to go. The Magic trail by 14. Isaac outside. Launches it. The Magic again can't hit. Memphis has gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. He can't get that one to fall. The Magic have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Now Suggs. Count that one from Isaac.
And Isaac is rapidly becoming a load for the defense. He utilizes that huge frame to get the shot he wants in the paint.
Back to Morant. Outside Jackson. And here's Morant. Orlando grabs the miss. Carter's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Banchero. On the wing, Isaac. He's guarded by Williams. Isaac passes to Banchero. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Second personal foul. First team foul. At the line for the Magic, Paolo Banchero. At the line for 2.
He's off on the first. Well, Greg, analysts evaluate player performances on the floor, and sometimes we've seen the players fire back. They're not happy with the criticism.
You know, it's a risk you take, but if you treat everyone with kid gloves, you're really not doing your job. The audience expects a level of honesty, and quite frankly, players don't mind you criticizing their game. It's when those critiques become personal.
Floats it up for Williams. It's stolen by Banchero. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. And the Grizzlies leading by 11 to stop the drought. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
His 4th personal foul. 4th team foul. At the line for Memphis, Zaire Williams. At the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Williams. And both free throws good for Williams. Here's Anthony. He kicks to Suggs. Morant against Anthony. Carter outside. In the corner, Henderson with it. Over Williams. And with that shot, the Grizzly lead is cut down to 11 on the bucket from Henderson. Grizzlies have gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. Williams passes to Clark. Memphis moving it around. Morant against Anthony. Morant kicks to Williams. Morant outside. And another miss by Memphis.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Pass to Jackson. Over Anthony. And Jackson with the basket on the assist by Morant. And it's 7 points for Jaren Jackson.
Hard work pays off for Jackson with the bucket. He makes the effort to be a reliable scoring option for his team.
Henderson. And the rejection by Jackson. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Memphis on defense. 17 points was their biggest margin. Just 5 to shoot. Sinks the three-pointer. Henderson's got 5 points in the quarter.
That's a nice play, getting the separation he needs for a clean look.
And you know it takes skill for you to get your shot up over a bigger guy. Little giant killer. That's impressive stuff.
And that one's good by Clark. Clark's got 10 points here in the second half.
Great recognition of the mismatch, abusing the smaller defender. Poor guy.
Stolen away. Offensive rebound. Carter. And then Carter with the jam.
Nothing soft about the putback there.
And why chance it, right? Take the dunk if you've got it.
And that's his MO. Be physical, get in position for the putback, and throw it down. The defense got to know that's what he's looking to do.
Back to Williams. Outside, Bain. With some arc. Here's Jackson. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. And the Grizzlies lead by 12.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Grizzlies.
I think the attitude was very impressive. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Absolutely. They put on a tremendous performance in terms of the effort and intensity. This was a well-deserved win.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
A very solid win indeed. And when you check out the box score, there were some great numbers for Desmond Bain.
He was just dropping dimes left and right out there. Any opening that the D provided, he exploited it and found his teammates.
He hits the second from the line.
I couldn't hit them all, and they need every point they can get.
58 seconds left in the fourth. Outside, Bain. Jackson passes to Morant. Driving to the basket. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And that score probably slams the door for any would-be comebacks. And look, they put this one to bed.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. It's a 13-point game. Bain finds Jackson. Fades back. Carter pulls it in. And it's Orlando's ball. Suggs with the ball. Doesn't get it to drop for him. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
Got a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Ja. A lot of swag on this team tonight. Who's responsible for that confidence?
I feel like we all talk to each other, even the coaching staff. Coach let us play with a lot of freedom. Everybody have the green light, so I mean, there's no reason to lack confidence when you have a coach who believes in you every step of the way and just let you go out there and play your game. So we always just preach, keep shooting, make or miss, and we behind you. So
you all look like a confident bunch, man. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.